Bread dream meaning and analysis. Bread is such a common sight in our waking lives that most people don't even bother looking into bread dream meaning and analysis. This is too bad because if bread is the main focus of your dream, your subconscious is actually trying to tell you deep and fundamental life truths you can't afford to ignore. What does it mean when you dream about bread? Dreaming of bread could symbolize nourishment and food. If you were feeling hungry or in need of nutrition in your waking life, the bread could represent that you are fulfilled or satisfied. You may have just spent a great meal from a breakfast buffet with your closest friends, and the fun and laughter you shared added to the sense of enjoyment, or you might have been craving your favorite ice cream, and someone surprised you with one earlier that day. It may represent your needs in life. You may be stressed or overwhelmed by the lack of these needs, and the bread could symbolize a sense of protection and comfort to you. It could be that you are sensing that your ability to guarantee your basic needs has decreased and that they are no longer enough for you. It could also be a sign of abundance. For example, it may reflect your wealth and safety in terms of money. At this moment, you may have just won the lottery, or you could be reaping the fruits of your labor after a great harvest. For instance, it could be a symbol for something significant to you if you value your family or your friends. This could emphasize their importance to you. You may have just spent quality time with your mother after being on vacation together for a week. Maybe you appreciate your best friend being present, who chose to spend the whole weekend to be with you before heading back home. What does it mean when you dream about someone else eating bread? It could symbolize a feeling of being robbed or lacking in nourishment. If you were hungry or needed care, this could represent a sense of frustration or disappointment. You may have been starving yourself for days. You felt that you needed to lose weight after receiving a hurtful comment from a friend or relative, or you could just be running low on the food supply in your fridge because of poor spending choices on your end. This kind of dream could mean you lost someone or something. For example, if you feel you have a lot of money, seeing someone else eating their bread could show a sense of loss or a feeling of being robbed of something valuable. Perhaps you thought that someone had tricked you for your money. You realized that you paid 3 times the original amount for an appliance you bought, or maybe your wallet was just stolen the other day and you could not get it back anymore. This image could also be an analogy for feeling weak or exposed. It could be an expression of you being wounded or hurt. You may have been caught cheating on an exam, and you had to face the full extent of the impacts, or you fell off a tree while climbing to save your cat and you were harshly injured to the point that you could have to be taken to a nearby hospital by your neighbor. Thank you for watching this video from Explore Your Dream Life. Please click the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this video. We appreciate your support. What does it mean when you dream about eating stale bread? Eating this type of bread might symbolize something old or no longer fresh or desirable. In this case, the dream could reflect an object you own that you feel is already past its prime. Perhaps you may think that your outfit no longer fits the fashion trend of today, or you have just drunk expired milk from the fridge only to find out about it after drinking half of it. It may represent the lack of resources or a feeling of being denied. You might feel like you are not getting what you need or are struggling to meet your basic needs. For example, you got removed from your job. The one where you got currently hired only pays half the salary that you used to earn, or you were denied your visa application to a foreign country that you have always dreamt of visiting over the holidays. The stale bread could also signify your lack of nutrition. You might feel that you are not getting what you need to keep yourself emotionally or spiritually healthy. It could be that you sense that your spouse has been disregarding your need for love and affection. You only feel loved when they spend more time with you. However, your spouse seems to be expressing their love by giving you more gifts instead. Because of this, you still do not feel loved enough. You may also have experienced long periods of discouragement and repeated failures in something you thought you were good at. What does it mean when you dream about eating moldy bread? Eating moldy bread might symbolize something spoiled or rotten. In this case, the dream might reflect your feelings about something that you feel is wrong or harmful. Your brain could be warning you of an incoming danger that may happen if you decide to board the ship that is about to set sail. It could also be that one or more of the people you spend time with wants you to take part in a plan that would eventually get all of you in trouble, but you have no idea. You trusted them too much to see the possible dangers that lie ahead. It is your brain telling you something is wrong, and you have to run away from it. It could be your brain telling you about a chance you are about to take that could change the rest of your life. Perhaps you are about to pour all your life savings into the products of a new company that vowed high profits until you start to doubt if what they are doing is lawful after thinking about the matter more and more. You may have just quit a company you have saved 20 years of your life to service because you fought with your boss. However, you learned that you are not earning as much as you used to from your last job. You could also suddenly feel worried knowing that applying for a job at your age may already keep you from being accepted since most companies are now looking for younger employees. What does it mean when you dream about eating fresh bread? This might symbolize something new, nourishing, or fulfilling. You may have just bought the latest personal gaming computer from the store after disposing of your 5-year-old device, and you are extremely excited to test it out as soon as they release the most recent update of your favorite video game. Perhaps you just came from week-long fruit and vegetable fast and you are slowly experiencing the benefits of physical detoxification inside your body. You feel lighter, stronger, healthier, and much more energized than when you used to eat all sorts of junk food throughout the day. You may have received a compliment and a heartfelt appreciation from the parent of one of your promising students after they expressed how their child used to have a hard time learning and understanding math until you came along and were kind enough to be patient with their progress. This type of bread might also embody a sense of warmth and comfort. You might be getting the emotional and spiritual sustenance you need to be comfortable and secure. For instance, someone whom you have always looked up to in your line of work just approached you and offered to help you figure out a solution to a difficulty that has kept you busy the entire afternoon. And right after that, they even shared some words of wisdom and encouragement that uplifted your spirit. They gave you the assurance and validation that you have longed for since the day you started working for the company. What does it mean when you dream about breadcrumbs falling from your hand? These may illustrate something small, insignificant, or easily discarded. In this case, the dream might show your perception of something that you believe is not important or valuable. You may be moving out from your old house and have spent an enormous amount of time picking out stuff to keep or throwing away your masterpieces when you were 8, your high school jerseys, or your friendship bracelet with a group of friends back in middle school. Perhaps you have decided to finally throw away the old and worn out clothes handed down to you by one of your cousins. You would choose not to hold on to them after they left. It could symbolize a sense of loss or lack of control. You might think you are losing something or cannot hold on to what you have. For example, you eagerly want to go to school to finish the last remaining laboratory requirements of the semester for you to graduate. However, classes got suspended due to harsh weather, or maybe one of your most dearly loved pet dogs just passed away due to old age. Alternatively, this might also indicate a feeling of abundance. You may have more than enough and can share or give away what you have. It could be that it is already harvest season. This time around, the yield of your crops was 100 times more than it was last season. You decided to give a portion of them to your friends and neighbors for free. What does it mean when you dream about baking bread? Baking bread in your dream might symbolize your desire to create or nurture something. In this case, it might reflect a creative project or personal stuff you are working on fixing. You may have spent long hours each day for weeks trying to build the perfect treehouse to surprise your only son for his 6th birthday, or you may be excited to start planning and caring for your first apple tree. Perhaps you have been working on a script for a large production in your school's drama club. You are eager to see the reaction and response of the actors and actresses once they start to enact them. It could also be that you have just been newlywed to your spouse. You are excited to discover and learn more about them in the coming days and weeks ahead. The act of baking might illustrate a sense of accomplishment or pride. You might feel like you are doing something worthwhile and can see the results of your efforts. You may be involved in a non-government organization that invests in the future of deprived children in third world countries. You have just received the monthly newsletter describing the status of the child you are sponsoring. This child has just graduated from college at the top of their class, and you shared yourself with their massive achievement. After all, you have contributed to their scholarship fund for over 5 years. You cannot help but feel proud of your help to them. A small act of kindness does go a long way. What does it mean when you dream about looking for bread to eat? If you are looking for bread to eat, this might symbolize a desire or need for something basic or essential. You may be hopping from one pharmacy to another while looking for a specific medicine for your sick relative. However, each time you arrive, they would tell you that they have just sold their last piece and supplies will not be out for shipment until a week from now. You may be searching for a specific ingredient for your secret pie recipe after running low on supply, but you did not make it in time before the groceries closed. You must now wait until the next day before you complete your treatment. This act could also illustrate a feeling of lack or deprivation. You might feel like you are not getting what you need or are struggling to meet your basic needs. You may be up all night finishing your reports due the next day, and you still have not gotten enough sleep. It could also be a sign that you need sexual intimacy. You have been feeling neglected by your spouse for almost a month. The lack of attention makes you feel unhappy. It also means you are in search of nourishment or sustenance. You may not be getting the emotional or spiritual nourishment you need and are seeking ways to fulfill this need. This could mean you are no longer satisfied with the teachings in your local church. You think they only preach about superficial issues instead of matters that address concerns that could connect with you. Thank you for watching this video from Explore Your Dream Life. Please click the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this video. We appreciate your support. What does it mean when you dream about buying bagels? This act might symbolize a desire or need for something enjoyable or pleasurable. In this case, the dream might be an expression in your life that is rewarding or fulfilling to you. Maybe after a tiring week of intense training as a new employee, you wanted to release all the stress by playing badminton with your sports buddies. You may like to treat yourself to a relaxing, long spa after cleaning up the kitchen, the living room, and the garage the entire day. It could illustrate a sense of abundance. You might be at a time when you have the means to get what you want or need. For example, you have saved enough money to buy your dream car without getting a loan. It could be that your inheritance was just transferred to you from the bank. Now you can officially start up the business you have dreamed of since you were a child. This act might also indicate a feeling of comfort or nourishment. You could have the emotional and spiritual help you need to feel comfortable and secure. Perhaps the small Bible study group in your church that you are part of is now slowly becoming a support group for people who share the same struggles with addiction. This safe space is just what you exactly needed at this time of your life. You may have been crying all night after fighting with your spouse. Your son comes inside the room and gives you a warm hug. What does it mean when you dream about eating dry bread? Eating dry bread might symbolize something that is lacking or incomplete in you. In this case, the dream might reflect something in your life that you feel is not fully developed or satisfactory. You could be around people in your circle with their girlfriends or boyfriends. It makes you yearn to have someone to share your life with and experience a sense of wholeness in your being. It is possible that although you have reached a high level of success in your job and earnings, you still feel hollow inside. You may need to consider other aspects of your life that need to be improved, such as reaching out to your father who abandoned you when you were 9, reconnecting with old friends, or simply spending more time with your family. It could also mean a lack of moisture or hydration. One clear example is that maybe you went to bed with a daily water intake of fewer than 8 glasses. You may observe that your skin is dry, you are getting headaches, tiredness, or even a change in the color of your urine. Alternatively, you may have compared the texture of your skin with the people you hang out with. You wonder why your skin could not be as smooth as theirs. It could signal that you should see your dermatologist to check your health. What does it mean when you dream about kneading bread dough? This act might illustrate a desire or need to shape or mold something. In this case, the dream might signify a creative project or a friendship you are working on. Perhaps you are a design architect. You are assembling your portfolio and a blueprint for a great structure of a multi-million-dollar company. They may have hinted to you that should you succeed, this is going to be the highest building in the country or region that you are in, and it has stirred the passion inside you to finish it. You may enjoy helping your toddler say their first ABCs. They then start learning to talk and walk like the rest of the kids. As a first-time mom, you cannot help but be proud of this moment. It could be that you have just got pledged to your partner. Now both of you are excited to tell your family and friends about the matter. All the details needed for the wedding day, including your gown, reception, photo shoots, and entourage, got you all excited. Kneading bread dough may symbolize a sense of accomplishment or pride. You might feel like you are doing something worthwhile and can see the results of your efforts. It may describe your journey as an employee as you slowly climb up the ranks and receive one promotion after the other. Your boss has recognized and shown their appreciation to you for all the work you have done for the company, and this gave you a sense of importance knowing that you add value to the company. You are doing meaningful work. What does it mean when you dream about receiving bread as a gift from someone? Receiving bread as a gift might indicate a sense of appreciation or thankfulness. You might feel like someone is expressing gratitude to you. This person could be grateful for something in her life. Perhaps you are working in a hospital and are taking care of a sick patient for months. This patient of yours had just fully healed from a debilitating disease. Out of many delights, the patient sent you a basket of goods and a thank you note to show that they appreciate your kind service in their time of need. Alternatively, you may feel the love and full support from all your family and friends after you have just opened your second restaurant. They came and invited some of their friends and coworkers to help warm up the place. And because of this, people started coming in, and you seemed to draw more customers by the hour. You then realized that having them around encouraged you and has made all the difference. Another instance would be perhaps you are going away from home for a long time to take up further studies, and a relative of yours offered their home for your stay in for the time you are studying. On top of that, they provided for your basic needs. They even offered to drive you to the university while expecting nothing in return for all of these. Your heart is now filled with thanks because you feel like you do not deserve this much kindness from them. What does it mean when you dream about different kinds of bread? Seeing different kinds of bread might represent variety around you. In this case, the dream could indicate feelings about a range of options or choices you have in your waking life. You could have just graduated from high school and are fortunate enough to be awarded multiple scholarship options from several schools. Another instance is that you are excited about your buffet date with your spouse this Sunday. And because of this, you have already checked all the dishes, treats, desserts, and drinks available for your consumption. You started sharing all these with your spouse, hoping to join you in the excitement. To your expectation, they got excited as well. Assorted pieces of bread could also express different aspects or qualities of something. You might be trying to understand or come to terms with the many sides of a person, situation, or experience. You may have just discovered a trait of your spouse that you have never seen before. You are not so sure how to deal with this new side of them as it caught you by surprise. You realize it is time you accept and talk about what you just found about them with them. Perhaps you have just explored a hidden spot or tourist attraction in your local city after living there for almost 4 years. You wanted to check out this place and see what you have been missing all these years. And you became eager to keep searching for other spots you may have overlooked. What does it mean to dream about giving bread to someone? Giving bread to someone might symbolize a desire or need to support or help someone. In this case, the dream may reflect a situation in your waking life where you get a sense of responsibility or desire to assist. Walking on your way home, you may have come across a homeless man who reminded you of your grandfather who just passed away, and you could not get his face out of your head since. Perhaps your brother called the other day to share his struggles with money after he was full of debt when his company fell apart last winter. Although you do not have the means to help, you felt it was part of your obligation to provide for some of his needs at the moment. You may also feel the urge to donate a portion of your savings to a family friend who lives far away and suddenly was displaced after surviving a massive earthquake in their region. The act could symbolize abundance. You imagine having more than enough and being able to share or give away what you have. You may have decided to share your lunch with your coworker after finding out that he just got robbed earlier this morning on his way to work. It may also symbolize a feeling of kindness or generosity. Maybe that as you drove back to the office you found a stray and helpless looking puppy all alone. You decided to take it home with you until you nursed it back to health.